Hi everyone, this is going to be our update on our gardening but our new first time gardener video that we've been doing. I'm going to show you what's on the porch first, and I'm going to show you what he's doing out there. That has nothing to do with our fruit and vegetable garden, but it is something that's new to us as well. So we'll show you that, and I'll let him explain what's going on in the garden in the back and everything, but I'll show you what's on the porch first. On the porch, we have some basil in a container that a lady that my husband works with gave to him. And it's about 2 times the height that it was when she gave it to us, so that's good. In this same container we have planted parsley, but I just planted that today, so it's not coming up yet. Down here in this little guy we have some sweet red peppers growing. I'm going to be transplanting those when they get another set of leaves. Today I planted some more parsley in there, some green bell pepper in there. This is my avocado experiment. So far it's been in there for a week and it's starting to split, which means it should sprout, I hope. In here we have some tomato plants that same lady gave my husband, and he also stuck an apple seed in there. He just wants to see if he can grow an apple from a plain old, seed out of an apple that he ate. So we'll see what happens with that. These are my geraniums that I have finally repotted and are growing nicely, as you can see. And this is I don't know what that's called because I can't remember. My mom gave it to me, and they are now all starting to bloom and blossom. So that's what we have on the porch. All right, so let's go out here and see what project we have going on in the front yard. When we moved into this house, there was no landscaping done. It was a complete disaster area. Whoever lived here before us just left it a wreck. We are slowly but surely getting it together. We found out from the neighbors on all sides that in this area here where he's digging used to be a tree in the middle and some really nice bushes that apparently the people took with them, which was just, so nice of them to rip that up and leave this all naked and weedy and gross and whatever. So far what he's done is he went through and dug out all the wild onions, and there were just literally hundreds and hundreds of them. That took him like 2 days. Right now he's digging up the dirt, digging out the weeds, and breaking up the ground because we're going to plant some bearded irises and some Black-eyed Susans that a lady from work gave him, the same lady that gave him the tomato plants and the basil. So she's been like really nice and helping us get our little gardening going here. I don't know what that little bush is there, but I really like it. It's pretty, and hopefully it will grow up bigger. I need to find out how to make that happen. I don't know what that's called either, but I'm sure somebody out there does. It may or may not be hosta. I don't remember, but I like it. It's pretty. This is my butterfly bush that we just bought. That is slowly but surely being destroyed by these funny little weird bugs that someone told us are probably shore flies. But we aren't sure because I looked up shore flies and that's not what it looks like. And they won't get off. Like, I have to pluck them off. They are stuck to my leaves. Anyways, we're trying to figure out what to do with that. We think it may be because we were overwatering it. So we're going to let it dry up, and he put some leaves around the bottom to get some nitrogen going to it. So hopefully it'll come back because it's starting to blossom. There's my little blooms, and I don't want it to kick the bucket. Anyway, over here we have some daisy, what do you call them things? Daisy gardenias bushes that has a nice lovely weed growing up in the center of that we need to yank out. So anyways, this is all going to be huge butterfly bush when that grows up big and tall, and then we're going to plant flowers in between, and then hopefully that bush down there and these here will grow a little bigger. So that's what we're doing. We'll come back with part 2 here in a minute of what's going on in the backyard and the garden and update you on all that. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back with the backyard garden update. This is our actual fruits and vegetables, and so we're going to give you a little rundown on what's going on. What are you doing right now?
I'm weeding out clover and grass that's growing because I use a lot of the topsoil from this mixed in with the compost and manure. So there's going to be clover and there's going to be grass actually growing inside of here. So I'm going through and picking out what I know for sure is clover and grass. If I'm not familiar with what it is, I'm leaving it. Like this right here, that's cilantro. I believe that's cilantro. Kind of hard to see it from there, but that's it right there.
Where is it?
Right there. And this possibly right here is cilantro. That right there. But this I know is clover because of the way it's curled up when it grows. So I'm just going through and seeding, weeding out all the things that are there. This right here is white potato. There's a growth here, growth there. So it's actually growing out and actually looking pretty good. And I think I've been making a mistake of watering too much. It's not supposed to be watered every day. You have to water it, let the ground dry up some, so that way it trains the roots to go down deep instead of staying on the surface to get its water supply. So, we're doing what we can.
All right, what do we have going on here?
These are the celebrity tomatoes. Seems to be growing pretty good. Now these are grown in the garden, not actually in a pot. Those tomatoes in the container were fed fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, because they don't actually have any compost or anything like that in there to feed them. So tomorrow I'll be putting more fertilizer in the containers.
And dirt.
And dirt.
Because our dirt's getting pretty low there. The rain's kind of washing it away and you name it. But these are the tomatoes in the pots that we started from plants.
Yes.
We didn't actually plant any tomatoes from seed, did we?
No.
No. So all these are from plants. And they're doing really well. When we transplanted them, they just kind of kept doing what they were doing, which was growing. So they're looking pretty delicious. What do we have going on over here?
This over here are cucumbers. These are actually little cucumber plants. Yeah. These are the ones that you planted in little containers and they grew up and you transplanted them. This is actually what I planted as seed into the ground. So out of all the 5 or 6 seeds that I put in, one actually came out of cucumbers, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yes, so am I. All right, you want to go ahead and go down the line there and kind of tell us what's going on with what?
Okay.
Let me get over here so I can see what you're doing.
This right here is actually watermelon. From the top of it, it looks like it's burning up. So I'm going to have to add a little water to this.
Okay.
So watermelon's growing right here.
Uh-huh.
This right here is another potato, but that doesn't seem to be doing anything right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that just kind of seems to be sitting there now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Down over here, we have our corn.
Yay! Look at our little corn stalk.
That's silver queen corn that's actually growing. I believe on this side we actually had birds going through and picking out the seeds, corn seeds from this one. So I replanted more seeds this morning. And as you can see, the ground's really drying up over here. So I'll be watering this a little bit more. This right over here is another potato. And as you can see right here, it's starting to come out of the ground. So that's growing over here. Now in here somewhere, I ran out of little labels, so I planted lima beans. So we'll see if they actually pop out. Now actually inside this container over here, Nicole had extra seeds and she just dropped them in there. This right here, I believe is cilantro. And this right over here is cucumber.
And then over here
is more cilantro.
I think it's cilantro. I have no idea what that was. I can't remember. I figured it would be like veggie surprise. Surprise! This little guy here has decided that he's going to grow off to the side, which is fine. And these are 2 tomato plants.
What happened was when I was watering these,
did these grow together? No.
The dirt got softer over here, and so the whole plant started leaning over. And now that it's leaning over, it's starting to turn up, so it will grow back out this way.
Okay.
And these are also celebrity
tomatoes.
tomatoes. This is our grapevine.
Look at this grapevine. I mean, that's just absolutely amazing to me. The last time we showed this to you, if you guys want to go back and watch the first video that we did, you will see that that was a little dried up stick. Literally a stick just kind of sticking up out of the ground, and look at that baby now.
I'm going to be pruning off the dead branches that aren't growing anything, so that way it'll provide for the rest of the tree.
We have a little trellis here that we're going to let that kind of latch onto for a second, but he's got a bigger one that we're going to put in there probably soon. Because grapes are, of course, vines, and they grow up and around and you name it. Alright, what's going on down there?
Here is more cilantro growing out. So we planted quite a few little seeds of cilantro because we like cilantro. So yeah, dispersed through here is cilantro and some other little seasonings, and this is another celebrity plant over here. Celebrity tomatoes.
And it looks like we have some weird little random...
This right here is growing something. I'm not sure if that's cilantro or if that's lima beans. That could be lima beans.
It's something. And then over there we have another random something. So we don't know if wind and rain kind of moved our seeds around.
Well, probably when I watered, it knocked the dirt around, and probably the water washed away the seeds that I had that were shallow and put in other parts of the garden. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, so that's our update. How long has it been since we planted?
We planted these on April 17th, and today is the 29th. So it's been 11, 12 days since we first planted, and we're starting to see the fruits of what's going on.
Yep. I mean, these tomato plants were clearly plants before we stuck them in the ground, so they've been there for quite a while. But as far as the corn and the grape plant and the cilantro, potatoes, cucumbers, all of that, we started on the 13th.
The grape, these plants, we started on the 13th.
Yeah. So they've all been kind of growing for 12 days.
Tomatoes and the grape plants were the only things that were planted on the 13th. Everything else was started on the 17th.
Oh, okay. So yeah, the 17th is like the corn and potatoes and lima beans and the cucumbers and all that stuff.
And the watermelon.
And the watermelon. And we've already got sprouts. So we're pretty excited about that. And we will be updating again once things get a little bit more progressed so that we don't bore you to death. We really appreciate you guys watching, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss our next update and see how big and beautiful and gorgeous our plants are. Thanks for watching.